I won't mourn PlayStation discs. Physical media shouldn't die, but optical discs always sucked for games.
See, that's the take of the gaming journalist. They don't understand because you're not just a gamer, you're a collector. It's a whole lifestyle. You're a nerd. You value these things. You give them the money. You should own. It should belong to you. We're jumping into next one. It's just like dropped just before I started stream. I wonder what this is about. Sony 2 Electric Boogaloo. Let's see. Let's dive right in.
6 announced it wouldn't be on a disc, and it still made $1 billion in about 1 hour. As gamers defended Rockstar with their very lives, I knew that it was over.
What made $1 billion? Oh, yeah, GTA. He's probably talking about GTA.
When the Black King Cobra wanted to boycott Sony for trying to pass digital-only games, like GTA 6 did, he gave
Digital gaming. You don't have a physical copy of the game anymore.
Rockstar the pass,
and it's only
but
gonna
Sony,
be digital
you just
from now
gotta
on.
watch it to believe it.
I don't agree with you just can't play the game. So like, what do?
You don't play the game. You stand up and you don't play the game. Chat, I think what people need to do for the next, like, whatever they push for the next big game that is gonna be solely digital in 2028, no one buys it.
GTA 6.
That's not gonna be.
Maybe to counter it, but people would still buy GTA 6, unfortunately. I'm a little bit afraid that it's going to be all Vogue and stuff. Since they fired most of the old Rockstar team. We talked about this, chat.
Be like the first big, like, because it really starts in like 2028.
Look, I'm just saying, GTA 6 is having no discs. So why don't we all just boycott GTA 6 and send a message?
Nah, y'all can do that.
No one wants to do that, right? No one wants to do that.
Y'all can do that.
It's like when you see a puppy who has cancer. It's just the saddest shit, you know what I'm saying, YouTube?
We weren't cooked as a society. We were burnt to a crisp. On July 1st, after the clear success of Grand Theft Auto 6 discless sales, which was a litmus test.
Dude, this is insane. Within the first hour, $1 billion. And that's how many people just went ballistic on GTA 6. And they didn't even release a game trailer, like gameplay footage.
For things to come, Sony sprang into action on the pipe dream originally set in motion by Microsoft's Xbox One and announced the end of game discs in 2028.
A major announcement from PlayStation. Gamers, listen up. The gaming company says it will stop physical disc production for new games releasing on consoles starting January.
There's something special about discs and cartridges, and that the product belongs to you, and you can, I don't know. I get that we live in a digital world where you own nothing anymore, and most of it is locked behind a subscription to keep you going. And this way they can milk your wallet for years and years to come. After years and years paying into this. And gaming has become such an expensive hobby.
January 2028. After that, new games will be available on PlayStation Store and at retailers.
That nobody wants to play, but they charge a fortune for this. And yeah, collector culture suffers with this too, because how are you gonna resell a retro game from 2025 or 28 in 2050?
In digital formats only. That is a key.
Every morning
you
when
just
I
have
wake
to pay
up,
for it, but
I
it
say,
doesn't belong
gonna
to
be
you.
Okay, but I'm lying.
That's the world we live in.
And I don't know how much longer I can do it.
It's a Gundam.
He's sexy without knowing he's sexy, and that's really sexy.
PlayStation physical disc productions end in January of 2028 for the new games releasing on the PlayStation consoles. This is in response to a shifting trend in consumer preferences of new games to be released on PlayStation 4. This is a natural direction for Sony Interactive Entertainment to adapt consumer trends as a general preference for digital media significantly outpacing physical discs. This transaction will enable us to align more closely with how most of our community prefers to access and play their games today. We'll continue to prioritize our resources to drive innovation in how players can access games and provide choice as to where players' preference to purchase new games, whether that's at retailers or the PlayStation Store. We remain committed to taking your money and treating you like shit. You see,
Dude, what scares me the most, this is how it starts. First, it becomes a digital product, and it doesn't belong to you. Then they make you attach this to an account, which you need to subscribe to and verify you so they can access your data. And every time you play, they kind of analyze your data, your pattern, and everything belongs to them now. And that's scary because I don't want them to know everything I'm doing and how often and what games I'm enjoying. This up to me. In this way, it feels like it's getting closer to the surveillance, and everything is locked behind paywalls as well, because if you want to access this, you probably need to buy more. It feels like one of those episodes in Black Mirror.
they want to drive innovation by controlling the game prices for the foreseeable future, and to finally kill off the secondhand market, which has been the pipe dream of the gaming industry for years now. Let's face it, Sony doesn't honor jack shit digitally. Just a few days ago, Sony deleted people's movies from their libraries just because. Why on God's green earth would I want to own their games digitally if they can just delete them or ban me because...
See, that's what I mean. And then they can narrow and control what still belongs to you. And imagine one of your favorite games, and a bunch of Karen rock up and say, tell Sony PlayStation to remove it. And they give in, which we have seen so many times with things.
I called someone a
For
fairy.
a couple of
Not to
hours
mention,
entertainment?
they also implemented something where if the PlayStation can't get online for what, a month or something, or they void all the keys you already own.
You bastard! Somebody kicked your ass!
Once again, nothing here looks good. It's all F you pay me. There's all ups for Sony and nothing but downs for you. Oh, by the way, Maximilian dude blamed Trump for this. It gave me a pretty good laugh.
Games will be released on PlayStation Store and at retailers and digital formats only. I have choice things to say of how we got here, but I'm going to save it. Us being in this precarious position didn't just happen because things happen. This happened because people voted for very specific people.
And now a word from our sponsor.
If you or your child spent years growing up on social media and experienced serious mental health struggles, you should hear this. Recently, a jury ordered Meta and YouTube.
I don't know if you can blame it all on Trump. No, I don't believe it. Sure, he's a businessman and he's thinking money, money, money all the time. Of course. Who doesn't love money? Chat, give me money, please.
Play
Money,
has
money,
no
money.
limits, Sony says, as it stops people playing TV shows and movies
So
they
much
paid to
money.
own.
They have no limits to what they'll do to you, so technically it's in the fine print.
Money, please.
Yes,
This
please.
isn't really new. It's the next logical step for the child-eating, literal vampire potbelly goblins, as I, Alex Jones, max into 2027.
I love Alex Jones. The frogs are gay.
Back in June of 2013, Xbox then president of interactive entertainment business at Microsoft, Don
Conspiracy.
Matrick, showed off the DRM-riddled Xbox One that would permanently lock your games to your console and only allow resale through partner companies.
Wait, to take on the snake recently? No. But I saw that Love was on Joe Rogan, and maybe we can watch a little bit of that interview. That would have been interesting debate to watch. Yeah.
That they controlled.
It's a great line for games. Yeah, and I think people are going to love it, and then they're going to understand what we're trying to create and how it links games and entertainment, the functionality of the box, some of the advantages that you get of having a box that is designed.
Gaming industry is just for money these days, just cash grab. How much money can we squeeze out of these suckers? More and more, and let them wait and give them shitty video games.
Gone the other way if we didn't do it, and fortunately we have a product for people who aren't able to get some form of connectivity. It's called Xbox 360.
Right. So stick with 360. That's your message if you don't.
Well,
Xbox
if
360
you have
was
zero
amazing.
access to the internet, that is an offline device. I mean, seriously, when I read the blogs and thought about who's really the most impacted, there was a person who said, "Hey, I'm on a nuclear sub."
Because that's the thing. Once it's hooked up to the internet and it needs updates and all this stuff, who's to say like they don't do the same shit that they do with mobile phones? Mobile phones works like this, that every couple of months you get an update and it drains the battery power and it makes the device slower and outdated, and eventually the app's going to stop getting the update that they need because your device is too old, and then you need to buy a new phone. And it's going to be the same with the gaming consoles. You can only have a PlayStation 5 for 2 years, then you need to buy the 6, and then you have that for 2 years, and then you need the 7 and the 8, and this is how it's going to continue. But yeah, I hate this.
Right. And I don't even know what it means to be on a nuclear sub, but I've got to imagine that it's not easy to get an internet connection.
Boy, you are the goddamn devil.
Zynga announced that its CEO, Don Matrick, is departing the company and the board of directors immediately. Matrick joined Zynga in 2013 after stepping down as the president of interactive entertainment business at Microsoft.
Well. Of course they are.
Donnie, you would have been the good ones. That's right. As far as 13 years ago, the industry was trying to make this happen.
My goodness, it feels so old. 13 years ago?
Happen. And if Xbox succeeded, Sony would have followed suit. Frankly, Don thought he was aura farming the next gen console, but instead he was doom maxing, as the kids say. Not to mention the always online requirements and the Kinect being mandatory to use the damn console. This gave Sony the chance to one-up them with the PS4, with the Share Your Games video featuring the beloved Shuhei Yoshida.
This is how you share your games on PS4.
Kinect. Sharing the game.
PlayStation. It's over.
PlayStation.
We are screwed.
Xbox lost the console war before it started by trying to kill off the used game market, which was huge at the time. That's what this has always been about. Even now, killing your ability to own anything or buy it cheaper. It's absolute and total control that they want over you while demanding your money.
Scary. This is some scary shit.
But this isn't Sony's first rodeo. This is the second age of arrogant Sony that we have witnessed. After the success of the PlayStation 2, the best-selling console in history, Sony crushed.
Governor, thank you. Thank you for the bits. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Wow.
Everyone's bones into dust. To put it in racing perspectives, it was like Marc Marquez first joining MotoGP with the Repsol Honda. They won damn near everything for years without any real opposition.
First in line. That's a happy fella.
This made Sony arrogant. They believed the PlayStation brand was untouchable.
That was what, in the 70s?
A license to print money. Sony put a $599 price tag on the disc version with a 60GB hard drive. It wasn't even an SSD, my dude. Executives told the public that people would, and I quote, work
a second job to afford one.
And the console was probably, and I quote, too cheap.
Hurry up and buy!
Which at the time, technically
money,
Sony
please.
was losing a lot of money with each console sale, but I don't recall forcing them to make such an expensive console. And if you mirror Sony's boss's statements at the time to Strauss Zelnick from Rockstar's comments about people buying GTA 6, and I quote,
"You're paying..."
I'm like one of his biggest fan. The way he narrates and summing up the topics, I just love it because it's so sinister but brilliant humor.
"More for gas and groceries, but you'll buy GTA 6 anyway. People will cut back on certain items, but not GTA 6.
Look, I'm just saying, GTA 6 is having no discs, so why don't we all just boycott GTA 6 and send a message?
Nah, y'all can do that.
No one wants to do that, right? No one wants to do that.
Y'all can do that.
We're not going to do that.
Man is the individual who specializes not in creation, but in consumption. In the midst of satiation.
Hands up in chat who already purchased GTA 6. We're not going to do that, no.
Appreciating base pleasures, he claims to have discovered happiness by virtue of the fact that he lives in the most technologically advanced and materially luxurious era in human history.
Strauss Zelnick talks about this damn game as if it's a right to life and you need it to breathe. God, we really are in the darkest timeline.
Oh, by the way, keep in mind the $599 PlayStation 3 back in 2007 is the equivalent of $1,000 now. Of course, the gaming media was no different then than it is now. They didn't call...
It has always been about making a lot of money. Maybe not at the very, very beginning. 70s and 80s and eventually the 90s. It was a lot of... Remember those shitty games that used to come around Christmas? Some really horrible slop just so you would buy it because they know you go Christmas shopping and they make lots of profit. It has always been about the monies.
Call out Sony back in the day, and they damn sure won't do it now. But anyway, the PS3 is a notoriously hard console to port games to, making the Xbox 360 the preferred console for gamers and game devs alike. Try to play Fallout 3's DLC on the PlayStation 3 and not have it freeze for 30 minutes straight just to take one step. I defy you.
Oh no. Great FPS. Amazing.
Oh, and there it is, Bethesda. Your wonderful game freezing once again.
Come on, it's got 16 times the details. Freezing again, Bethesda?
He seems like a nice guy.
Skyrim had a corrupt save file.
Dude, I love this one. If I don't get the mod for the cart to not roll down the hill, there is a specific mod on the load order. You need to install this like stabilizer, because otherwise it slingshots you down the mountain. You can still hear the characters talking and having a normal conversation. Like, hey, you're finally awake. And the whole cart goes flying off to Riften. It's hilarious. Yeah, it just works.
File issue with the PlayStation 3 that was so bad that each save you made playing the game damaged your save file further, leading to the DLC coming out on PlayStation 3 6 or more months after Xbox 360 because it was just such a clusterfuck. Obviously, the PlayStation 3 lost the console war and led to the more humble Sony during the PlayStation 4 launch versus the Xbox One. Flash forward to today, and we are back to where we started from, and I think I know why. Around 2019 to 2020, Sony moved its headquarters from Japan to California, which explains a lot about the games that came out recently, and a lot of them having Sweet Baby Inc.'s influence, a lot of progressivism, and a lot of games kind of sucking ass. Thanks to...
That's it, though. Can I please move back to Japan?
The short-sightedness of Jin Ryan, canning Shuhei Yoshida. But by the way, Shuhei helped develop Gran Turismo, Uncharted, Last of Us, Ghost of Yote, etc. Clearly, his focus was on single-player games and storytelling.
He was for the gamers. Ryan, on the other hand, was ready to turn PlayStation into a live service, the curse of every Western gaming company. Like I said before, literal vampire potbelly goblins.
PlayStation Shuhei Yoshida spills the beans on Jim Ryan firing. Concord flops fuels speculation about past disagreements. However, after 11 years at the helm of first-party development, Yoshida revealed he was ousted due to disagreements with Jim Ryan. He explained that some of Ryan's proposed strategic directions were simply unacceptable to him, leading to his refusal to implement them and ultimately his removal. Yoshida also noted their relationship was delicate, having known each other since the PlayStation 1 era, which made their executive interactions even more challenging.
Sony got rid of the one guy at the top who cared about gaming, who cared about Sony.
And he has been around since PlayStation 1 era. And then that's the guy you want to fire and replace with a bunch of Karens that want to give us the message. Ah, sad times. I hate it.
Sony as a brand and remembered what it was at its launch, the dreams of what it was supposed to be. And that's why we're here. Sony's just trying to kill off physical games to pocket just a little bit more money. The PlayStation blog post for the news got more comments in a single day than the entire site has seen in a year. And yet, they did not see the dilemma. This is just sheer hubris of the PlayStation brand. While gamers were rebelling against the changes, games media championed it, as if this was something desperately needed. I guess they don't want to lose their review copies of God of War Laufey or something.
Yeah, it God of Laundry. Gaming journalists are the worst. Can we please fire all of them? Yes. We talked about this briefly yesterday about Xbox firing a bunch of people. I think it was a bunch of people. It was like over 3,000 people lost their jobs.
I won't mourn PlayStation discs. Physical media shouldn't die, but optical discs always suck for game.
See, that's the take of the gaming journalists. They don't understand because you're not just a gamer, you're a collector. It's a whole lifestyle. You're a nerd. You value these things. You give them the money. You should own. It should belong to you.
Has it really? I've never had an issue with an optical gaming disc, but I've gone through like 3 or 4 DVD players or Blu-ray players.
Yeah.
Let me be clear, as I'm disheartened as anyone that PlayStation's announcement last week that this will cease production of physical game copies. I am pro-physical media. I don't collect physical...
My game cartridges from the 80s still work to this day.
...physical games myself anymore, but I do collect movies on Blu-ray. I only read real books. I have many CDs and vinyl LPs, and I buy physical Switch games for my kids.
Too. Also, it kind of looks cool at home when you got a gaming room and you got a few games flying around. There's something about physical copies. You open them, you put it in, maybe you need to reboot. With the old game cartridges, you used to blow air into them like to get them to work again. I don't know if that really helped or did the trick.
There's so many reasons to support physical media. There's an existential issue for the preservation of art. There's a legal, practical, and financial issue of personal ownership and things that we spend on. There are social, cultural, and personal...
Jesus H. Christ. Hello, fellow gamers. I like to collect things through, but good riddance to optical drives. We don't need games for discs. I work at Polygon. I would really like to get a review sample, please, Sony.
Game discs deserve to die. We cannot protect a dying medium, but we can try...
What is the mentality? And it doesn't even have to be in the shape of a disc form. You could get physical copies on SD cards, or like Nintendo has now, but they're probably just going to stop that too and just have a code that you activate.
Try to make our digital future more consumer friendly.
Bullshit art!
Come up with something else, but it's just important that you can play and it physically belongs to you.
Test!
Nothing is more consumer friendly in this day and age. Every one of your rights are encroached upon on a daily basis, and you people want me to believe that somehow these billion-dollar companies that have no problem firing half their staff at Microsoft are all of a sudden going to be benevolent to us. You people make me sick.
Games don't have to be that big. Even with file compression and optimization, games on disk ultimately cost more to produce. It's a hard truth to accept, but game sizes are outgrowing the disks on which they can be stored. Okay, then just split the game into multiple Blu-ray discs, right? Depending on the way
Never forget it, really, bro.
The industry has led with this pitch for years.
We had the same problem back in the days with the floppy disks. If you wanted to play a game, sometimes you had to load 20 floppy disks.
Game that costs less than the physical copy. Fuck all the way off.
It's probably
the
also
argument
going to
for
cost
physical media on
$100
consoles
because they're trying to copy
that it's a
Rockstar.
necessity. If you really want a game, you can find it. Otherwise, it's lost forever.
not.
You know, like Activision's The Punisher or Deadpool, the Spider-Man games from the PlayStation 3 era. You can't get these anymore, and if you do, you have to pay a minimum of $150. And oh yeah, there's no digital version, so those are your only options. And if
Dude, no way.
they had their way, you wouldn't even get those.
Just a reminder, I'm only able to own and personally preserve the quite rare Godzilla PlayStation 4 game because of the physical media. It was delisted from the PlayStation stores less than 2 years ago after it was released and hasn't been ported to modern platforms.
Nor will it ever be.
Sony began censoring Reddit posts, or at least the moderators are.
They're lying about digital versus physical sales. 85% includes PlayStation Plus, DLC, indies, etc. Heads up, Sony PlayStation are taking down any posts on Reddit which proves they are lying about physical versus.
Why should we give them money then? Why should we give them money for something that they can take away from us? This is absolute insanity.
Digital sales comparisons and skewing the numbers.
PlayStation Plus subscribers began canceling the subscriptions in protest, which led to PlayStation offering them 3 months at 50% off.
Oh, wow.
That's too
generous.
GameFly, among
Thank
other
you,
businesses
Sony.
online, openly denounced Sony's decision to get rid of discs in 2028 because Sony ignored the backlash and returned to social media almost a week after killing physical games like nothing happened.
PlayStation is very much the dominant force in console games. Your big competitor is now one of your partners. Is it still important for you to sort of maintain this big level of support for third-party publishers and developers? Aren't you sort of the only option?
Yes and no.
Nothing's going to change because
Yes
they don't care.
and
See,
no.
Sony's not going to care until they lose money. And that's the
What is a no? Yes? Or no? Yes and no.
what's going to happen. And if what we're reading is true, that the next gen consoles are going to be over $1,000, I can guarantee you only scalpers will buy them, and only the biggest idiots will buy from scalpers. And so
It's quite a lot of money. Next gen for $1,000, and we see it already with the Cube from Steam. That's over $1,000. I think if you want to get like a gig of hard drive in it, or storage. I mean storage. It's $1,400, and I bet the PlayStation is gonna do the same. The more storage, the more monies. Get a golden edition for $1,500. It's insane. I was already shocked when they were up like $700-800.
Sony will continue to eat shit because the console's more expensive and memory's still going to probably keep going up till 2029. So those consoles could probably hit as high as $1,500 by the end of its life cycle if we continue on the trend of things becoming more expensive.
Oh, by the way, French.
That means that gaming is no longer accessible for everyone. Only people with a lot of money can afford such an expensive hobby, because you're looking at $1,000 to even get you started, then $100 each game. Let's say one game is like 10-15 hours, then you're done with this, so you're going to buy several games. Let's say you buy 5-6 games a year, that's $100 each, so that's another $500. I mean, that's not just money that you could just throw out like that. No, as a regular Joe that is working, paying rent, buying food, because all the other prices are going up constantly too. Soon we can't afford. You gotta have to pick. You gotta have to pick and choose what you want to do. It's just crazy.
Politician running for president decided to come after
Only the
Sony
rich
about
can
this.
access this.
Les industries du jeu vidéo représentent des budgets supérieurs à ceux du cinéma.
And it used to be like such a nerd thing. Looking back, nostalgia from the 90s, kids at Christmas unwrapping their games that they got, couldn't put them down. And that's not going to happen if... First of all, why would you even wrap up the game? It's not even a physical thing anymore. It's just like, I got you this code here, kid, and you just download the game for you. What? It ruins it. It takes away the entire moment. Steam machine for 2 terabyte with controller in Canada is at $2,000. Well, yeah, I can't spend that much money.
Et les Français sont très forts dans ce domaine. Pourquoi le jeu vidéo est fascinant? Parce que c'est un art total. C'est un art qui fait une rupture avec les précédentes formes d'art, comme le cinéma ou la photo, avait été avec la peinture et ainsi de suite. Bon, donc, c'est quelque chose d'extraordinaire. Vous faites des synthèses, musique, images, programmes.
And then it's not even good. And the games are terrible. Because what kind of freaking games do we get? God of Laundry. What else is it?
Très bon, effectivement.
Et oui, et à Angoulême, nous avons une école.
Vous n'allez pas nous dire que vous faites des jeux vidéo, quand même.
Non, mais on m'a offert des trucs. C'est génial. Donc, je suis un fan du jeu vidéo comme instrument, si vous voulez, artistique. Et quand vous voyez ce que certains jeux vidéo sont capables d'avoir comme précision, même des gens que j'aime pas, bon, comme Assassin's Creed, ils ont fait un truc sur l'Europe, sur Paris, extraordinaire. On a des gros...
Is he a gamer? It doesn't look like a gamer.
Grosses boîtes comme Ubisoft qui sont dirigées par...
Vous êtes vraiment spécialiste du jeu vidéo.
Bon, alors je vais arrêter. Il y a même des...
You're a video game expert.
Ben, the weirdest thing is the CEO just quietly sells all of his shares at Sony. Things are looking grim. I mean, the console's selling poorly anyway due to AI and global conflict.
Yeah.
And now they come around and tell us there's not going to be any discs for sale. And they don't think there's going to be any major repercussions like getting your...
Dude, it's getting worse and worse. It is.
Dick kicked in. See, frankly, Sony could have been smart about this, making fewer physical copies and let the people buy digital on their own. Sit back, relax, let the market decide. And still, you made your money. Instead, they did this, making themselves the villain for no other reason than maybe a little bit more money, and killing the secondhand market once and for all.
In fact, the money they're getting, according to Jason Schreier, is an extra $21 if they skip retail altogether per sale. But if you're already allegedly selling more games digitally, why do you care?
Why do you care?
Take a physical video game, $70 physical video game, traditional video game. When it's from a first-party publisher, when it's from Sony, Nintendo, or Microsoft, the breakdown looks like this. Cost is $70. Retail store cut, so GameStop, Target, Walmart, whatever, they take about 30% of that, so they take about $21. And then there's a manufacturing fee of about $350. And so the publisher, Xbox, Sony, let's say Sony, since that's what we're talking about, PlayStation takes home $45.50 out of every $70 sale, okay? This is before taxes, other kind of variables. But let's just keep it simple. $45.50. Third-party publisher, that's a different story. We'll get into that in a second. But so that's a physical. So for a physical sale for a disc of the new God of War, Sony is taking home $45.50. Digital sale. You know how much of that Sony takes home? $70. So it is hugely beneficial. They are saving.
And there you have it, chat. That's the reason why they stop releasing only releasing digital from now on because they make the most profit, obviously. Clemens, are you all right? The goat.
Saving a significant amount. Those margins are significantly higher when they sell digitally. So they very much want you to buy
make the most profit, so obviously they're going to aim with that.
A new game, a new Madden game. It costs $70. Again, this is according to Serkan Tojo's breakdown, and this is very much an estimate, but still, it's helpful. $70. 30% of that goes to the retail store, GameStop, $21. Then there's a licensing fee to the console maker, so to PlayStation, if this is a PlayStation disc, of about 15%, maybe $10.50, something like that. Manufacturing fees, 5%, call it $3.50. That's one that can really vary. Shipping costs, production costs, all that other stuff. People have all sorts of deals in place. And so the publisher winds up taking home $35. But in that equation, remember, Sony, PlayStation, is taking $10.50 as their licensing fee for that. And EA is getting back $35. Now, if it's a digital sale, you take licensing fees and you take manufacturing fees out of the equation, and that retail fee, instead of going to GameStop, it goes to PlayStation. So a digital sale, if EA sells a new Madden to you on the PlayStation Store, it is $70 total. PlayStation takes 21 of those dollars, a 30% cut. Sometimes, again, it can vary a little bit because some of these big publishers have deals in place with Sony and Microsoft to take less cuts. But
basically, Sony's mindset right now doesn't change.
Making the money, basically.
Whatever, only 15% of our revenue comes from physical game sales or whatever it is. We don't care about that. And those are the people that suck anyways. Those are the people that buy used. Those are the people that trade games. So if we lose 15% of our revenue from then, on the back end, we're going to make more money per game sold anyways, and we don't really care about you. Like that's basically what it is. In fact, that is, again, option number one. Sony continues to be stubborn and doesn't change anything. If they do that, I believe it's because their strategy is a K-shaped economy strategy. I was really thinking about this the other night. Like, their argument is, well, if you can't afford to get probably next gen right $80 games and not have the ability to resell them or trade them with people, then you're not the customer we want. You know, we want Porsche drivers. We don't want Volkswagen.
But those are not gamers. Gamers are usually broke, boys. I know this because I'm a gamer myself. We skip out on working hard because we rather play video games. We slack around, we eat snackos. We don't make $1 million. And we can't afford expensive stuff. We cannot. Not the most of us. And those of us who work, we got other expensive bills we need to accommodate.
Volkswagen or, you know, Mitsubishi drivers. That's what they would be saying. And I think actually that is what their initial plan is, to kill discs.
And Chad, trading is a big thing amongst us nerds. It is.
Really them saying, we know we could lose 10-20% of our fans, but those are the fans that we think are too poor to be worth caring
Raven,
about.
we talk about the gaming industry taking away the physical copies. So
honestly,
sad.
That's what I think their play is.
Typical soulless corporate greed. There were rumors Sony was walking it back, but I guess that was all engagement bait for Twitter. If I can't buy actual disc copies of games for the PlayStation 6, even if it's something like a key that I would have the freedom to one day sell if I wanted, or to lend to a friend, even though none of my friends really game anymore. But still, if you wanted to sell it later on, there's that. Without hard...
Or you want to go back to it years and years later.
Copies of games for consoles, there's no real reason to own a console, at least not for me. It just seems pointless because PC is far superior. I'm just demonstrably disappointed in Sony.
But it's on brand. PC. I'm not
Sony left Japan to go to California, and it became shit like everything else that does. Why do you think most streamers are insufferable, entitled jackasses?
Because they're all from California. Yeah. Yes, girls. God, streamers are obnoxious. Ew.